Well, hello everyone. I wish you all a very good morning. It is high summer and we are almost approaching the summer equinox, so the longest day of the year, um, and I think the day where the yang energy is most strong. So you can really feel it now, like when the sun goes down, like there's so much warmth coming out of the earth because it's so loaded, like there's so much energy, and it's really nice. There's like it's very light at night and it's very very strong energies. I really like it. That makes that the daytimes we are more relaxed, but we are having much longer days, so it's really nice feeling. And I felt inspired to make a video about my emerald dragon that is residing in a peony flower forests. So yeah, it's our garden is like a small forest. It's very wild. There's so many flowers and different kind of plants now. So I thought it might be very nice to put it in the garden and explain you something about it. And I want to link a topic like shadow work because this dragon, I mean, for me, it's pure love. It's pure green heart energy, transformation, and yeah, transformation. And that is what brings me to shadow work, because for some people, maybe it seems a little bit creepy or something. I'm not 100% sure about that because not everyone tells how they feel about something, or just needs some time to let it integrate it in your body. But transformation often is about seeing your shadow. So as spiritual practitioners, we often think that it's all about the light and the positivity and the positive things. But if you're so much focused on only the positivity or like positive feelings, you often forget to enjoy and embrace and love your shadows, because mostly we as human beings, it is something we cannot go beyond that. I mean, we all have shadow. We all have a shadow. That's part of our physical experience and existence. And so if there's too much focus to positive or the light, without having a very compassionate heart for the dark, or seeing the dark or ignoring the dark, you can walk into very painful experiences, or even like maybe encounter things very strongly and hardly without having realized that you were creating things from your shadow. With this I mean that intentions are sometimes not visible, not for ourselves. So it's always good to just really be very honest to yourself and open yourself for what you really want. For example, I have for the exhibition or for my artwork, it's a very deep longing, or I really want to spread light, but at the same time I also want to belong into a network of humanity and feel connected and feel recognized and feel loved and feel like my abilities are being received, and receive a lot of love back, because I work so hard. I also discovered, like, okay, you are doing that maybe for love, to receive love and recognition, which is okay, but what is not okay if you do not see it and in the end are disappointed because you do not receive back what you intentionally, or you cannot see that you are receiving back what you really want. So there is this, that is shadow work, and that is why we can practice and meditate, like to be very honest to ourselves and not to be so dependent on what we do, but really find out our true intentions, and instead of not being honest to ourselves about it, like not showing it even to ourselves, trying to show it completely to ourselves and find, for example, that need can be met in a more normal and healthy way than, for example, working so hard that you kind of suffer from it so hard and then in the end just fall down. So it's an example and it's really very useful to go into your own shadow and really see that there is always something behind it, because as humans we really just want to connect with each other. And so another thing is that as humans we have this shadow that is a collective shadow, and even though we do not participate in extreme violence or like very strange sick situations, because we are collective conscious, because we are collectively one, those energies are part of us. So for example, horror movies or whatever, I really hate to watch them, or to I just, it doesn't work, because I very easily become one with, or like feel all those energies inside my body, and I just prefer not to have it. But then I saw or I hear or I meet more people that just go through these experiences, but not in a movie but in real life. So it's like this collective shadow we have, that you can see it in movies, but if people can make a movie about it, that means that somewhere in our conscious it's just there. Some say, yeah, that is hell on earth, or and that is also what I want to say with our shadow, is that it's very useful to transform to the light, or to bring our shadow to the light so we can work on it and change. What I think is not so useful is to ignore the fact that we are not living in a perfect world, and that there's shadows and a lot of suffering, immense suffering. So one of the reasons that you are trying to not to involve or not to focus on that is because it's very painful. For example, I'm super sensitive, hypersensitive, so when I see suffering, or I used to see suffering, I could tap into that suffering, and I can tap into that suffering, and then sometimes it's unbearable, and or I cry for other beings, or I transform for other beings, and I just have to stop doing that, or I just had to so there's two sides. You can, whether you can allow it and go let the pain go through you and transform it by seeing it, and then if you are able to do that, you can transform the pain and there is a change in the consciousness. Or you just neglect it and ignore it because it's too painful, but then who in the end is going to go through that process? So just think about it, like we are living in a world where we can attract positive things and beautiful experience, but at the same time we are living in a world where there is a lot of very sick things happening. I mean, sick for some people it's normal because they have been growing up in it, but then when you compare that to some other kind of lives we have on this planet, in this existence, that normality for other people turns into can be seen as something very sick, and that is okay. That's just, we all have our separate different experiences of this consciousness we have also as separate beings. And this dragon, actually it suits that experience, because for me that's like pure transformation, like pure union of the dark and the light. And in the union of the dark and the light, there is transformation. So the moment you see your shadow, because you bring the light in, there is transformation, and you can grow, and we can grow as a human collective consciousness. So actually, that dragon is a symbol for that nature. So it's not light, it's not dark, it's transformation. I could almost say yin yang, or like the spiral transforming energy. That's also why I like dragons so much, because for me they are like the symbol of that as well. So it's like the union of the dark and the light, and they just are pure because they do not tend to go too much into that positive or too much in the dark. They're just pure essence source, which is the union of all of that. So that's it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a very, very, very beautiful summer, end of the most young moments of the year, and really try to feel the earth, because the earth in this moment is just so strong and so powerful. And I don't know if something changed, or maybe I changed, but just look at the trees, meditate in nature, and feel grounding. Put your feet on the ground and just feel the power of the earth. Let it come through you. Thank you.